Christopher Nolan is back in the director's chair in Dunkirk.
They've activated the civilian boats.
Civilians? We need destroyers.
Where are we going? Dunkirk!
Now, Rob, we are both Christopher Nolan fans. Yes. What did you think of his latest movie?
I thought this was a really solid effort. First of all, it's just visually stunning. A real virtuoso piece of filmmaking, from the cinematography to the editing to the score by Hans Zimmer, which really adds something, a pulsing beat to the whole thing, which almost creates like a ticking clock. So there's a time of, like, are they going to get out of the boat? Are they going to get into the boat? So it really adds a suspense.
I agree that this movie is intense. From pretty much the first frame to the last, that Nolan does a great job of paring down the story to the basic necessities. There are no real character arcs here. There are no moments where these soldiers are going to be sitting around a fire, passing around pictures, and telling us what they're going to do when they get home. That this is a collection of Allied soldiers that are stuck in a very confusing conflict where all lives are on the line, and you feel that throughout. I think some people might have a problem with that there's no real emotional connection to these soldiers outside of you just want to see them survive and get back home.
Yeah. Well, by focusing on the three different subplots of the story, we have the 400,000 soldiers who are stranded on the beach. We have the subplot of the British families who are using their own vessels to try to rescue the soldiers. And then finally, the British versus the German pilots in the aerial dogfights. I think by focusing on those three stories in the way he did, which, without giving anything away, kind of bends what we think is the chronological time of the story.
That's right.
I think in using that, he has put some of the emotional stuff aside for the specific purpose of telling the story that he wants to. So I think that he has earned that as a director. I mean, this isn't some Michael Bay film. You know, he has the gravitas to bend the story a little bit, and maybe that will upset some of the viewers walking out of this expecting, oh, I thought I knew what was going on, and then all of a sudden you get kind of a twist, and it's like, that could maybe take you out of the film, but you have to stick with it. The story pays off at the end.
I totally agree, and I'm so thankful that Christopher Nolan has the heft behind his name, that Warner Brothers is willing to give him a blank check and just say, do what you want, and then we'll release it. And I think this is a really different war story, but also one that we need in a time of franchises and pretty conventional films.
Yeah, absolutely. This definitely falls out of the normal war movie, in the sense that, you know, you can't really speak to how great the acting was, because this really created an entire cast of shell-shocked soldiers. This isn't Tom Hanks chewing up the scenery and Saving Private Ryan. This is a very subdued set of actors who occasionally have to kind of get up for the situation, for the tenseness of it, but for the most part, this is just an ensemble of shell-shocked actors who are just trying to portray this world as best they can. And I think they did a great job.
Yes, it is measured, it is restrained, but it's also thrilling and intense. I was very impressed by this. What would you give it for a rating?
I would definitely give this 4 out of 5 Joes.
I'm also going to give this 4 out of 5 Joes. This is one that you want to definitely catch in theaters with a big screen. This was shot in IMAX and it looks absolutely beautiful.
Yes.
I definitely give it a recommendation. To read my review, check out St. Joe Live and Friday's edition of the St. Joseph News Press, or go online to stjoelive.com and join me next week as I review Atomic Blonde. Until then, we'll be live at the movies. See you later.